What's up, Mets fans? It's your boy CP, and welcome back to the True Mets Talk podcast. Well, we do have some news on the MLB pitching front. It has been reported by Jeff Passan originally and all the other reporters at this point that Luis Severino is officially gone from the New York Mets as he signs a record deal for the A's organization. 3 years, $67 million. He is heading out west after a ton of years spent in New York on the East Coast. And not only is this an instant reaction, this is also a thank you video because Luis Severino, it was such a pleasure watching him compete and perform for the New York Mets in 2024 on that prove-it-year deal that David Stearns gave him last offseason. I was a big fan and proponent of that signing when it happened, and he truly stepped up for the New York Mets across the entire season when they needed him the most, especially in the early goings before Sean Manaea found his footing. And also, as soon as Kodai Senga went down and was expected to miss a lot more time than originally thought, Severino did step up for the New York Mets, and I cannot thank him enough. And I think this goes without saying that I wish him all the best in his new endeavor out there on the West Coast with the A's, who are no longer the Oakland Athletics. They are transitioning as just the A's, I believe. They'll be playing in Sacramento this upcoming season as I believe their new stadium gets built as well. And by the way, this is a record deal for that organization. 3 years, $67 million, just above $22 million AAV. Go figure. As soon as they decide to leave Oakland, they start to dish out money. So anyways, that's besides the point. Please do hit the thumbs up on this video. If you enjoy the content, subscribe to the channel and let me know what you think about this signing for the Oakland Athletics. Because again, this is a Mets account. I'm a Mets fan. We talk about Mets baseball, but this does have some impact for the New York Mets, obviously, outside of not being able to re-sign Severino any longer, which has always been the question. And we will be going live tonight at 8 p.m. I have a special guest on the channel. We'll be talking about all things Mets. We'll talk about the pitching aspect of things, Frankie Montas. We'll talk about this very topic with Luis Severino and this deal. But what was interesting about this report was basically that I believe it was Heyman who said this, and I could be mistaken, but David Stearns and the Mets actually had interest in bringing back Luis Severino. And this entire time, I was so convinced that Sevy was going to get a 4-year contract in the realm of 16, 17, 18, even maybe $19 million. But 22, just over $1 million a year, completely took me by surprise. And in that same report, as soon as the Mets learned what Severino was actually asking for and hoping for, they decided to look at other options. I'm not sure whether that was before or after the Montas signing. I would assume it would have been before, and that would be the pivot point for the New York Mets. And as a lot of other content creators and a lot of reporters have already said, the Mets in signing Frankie Montas is basically the equivalent of Luis Severino's replacement. But what was reported was that the Athletics, before they actually made this offer to Luis Severino to bring him on board, they actually offered Sean Manaea a contract to go back to that organization, the organization that he first started off in, to which presumably Sean Manaea said, no, thank you. For one reason or another, Sean Manaea, that deal did not go through. Sean Manaea is remaining on the market, and as you all have heard from our Mets Hot Stove Lives and any other video that I have dropped, I think the starting point has to be with the Mets re-signing Sean Manaea to go back into this rotation as the pitching market is slowly starting to set itself. And Kikuchi's gone, Severino's gone. A couple of other pitchers are gone. Obviously, Frankie Montas coming to the New York Mets organization. This market is slowly starting to shape up. Now, what we will also talk about, obviously, in our live stream later tonight is the whole Juan Soto saga potentially ending after this weekend with the final meetings with all these teams coming to fruition before the winter meetings start up on December 9th. And again, the pitching is going to take off. And if this deal is indicative of anything, it's that pitching is expensive. $21 million for Kikuchi, just over $1 million for Severino, a pitcher that had a good bounce back season, posting a 3.91 ERA over 182 innings pitched, the most innings he's thrown since what, 2019, 2018 timeframe, right? And again, this is not trying to discredit Luis Severino's bounce back performance, because he definitely 100% earned this type of contract. But when teams, especially like the Angels and the A's, set this precedent of the pitching market, handing out $20+ million to guys who otherwise would be making or should be making $18-19 million, the precedent is set for some of the bigger fish in the pond, so to speak. So this market is going to truly be interesting. Obviously, David Stearns and the New York Mets have a plan, and they have a range of the types of deals that they are going to hand out. It is still remaining to be seen whether they are going to be in on the top guys like Corbin Burns, who is reportedly drawing interest from not only the Baltimore Orioles, but also the Boston Red Sox, among a couple of other teams. A guy like Max Fried, who is drawing a lot of interest from the New York Yankees. But you have it right here, folks. Luis Severino to the A's on a 3-year, $67 million deal. Thank you, Severino. Appreciate you, Mets fans. Again, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Mets news and content, and I'll see you all at 8 p.m. tonight right here on the True Mets Talk podcast, live stream edition. Peace.
Thank you for watching the True Mets Talk podcast. Make sure you're tapping on that notifications button and checking out all the latest content on the channel. Thank you.